Sweet. Hey everybody, it's Mike.
And you. Jerry. Dude, come on.
All right. It's our second analytical video that we're doing for a customer's project. One of the players sent us an HK416 that Jerry's been working on for a while. So we just want to do a quick finalized analysis of how the gun performs. We got a target out there that's about 136 feet. We're going to laser it with the laser target designator, or the rangefinder.
Dude, we're at 45 feet, so.
Yeah, so that's 135.
Okay.
So if Jerry could just take out his camera real quick, you'll see me laze the thing, the target. Just gotta make sure I'm on the right target. It says 45.
That says 11 yards, go higher.
55, alright, maybe at the mound. Sorry, this is a little delay, guys.
45 yards.
Alright, cool, 45 yards, thank God.
The bright side is the dirt mound is at 50 yards.
Yes.
So
if you see us hitting the dirt mound, then it's 150 feet.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm going to take this with me real quick. I'm then going to run down at the other end. I'm going to film us hitting the target. And it also makes it easier that it's a dirt mound because you guys can now see us hit the dirt. So if we're hitting the dirt, then we're in the area. All right, so we're going to run out there. The stuff I go through to make sure your guys' stuff works. Okay, this is the target. Again, just so you guys see, it's about the size of my hand. All right, it's not that big. All right. So there's Jerry again. Wave, Jerry. Hard to see him, he's alongside the tree. All right, now I'm gonna aim at the target, and you guys are going to see Jerry shooting it. All right, Jerry, shoot. Ready to fire. All right, because it's very, very, very annoying to try putting this in front of the rangefinder again, Jerry's just gonna click it, and then we're gonna put it right in front of the camera so you can see what the range is.
Ready?
Yep.
And hit the leaves, 65 yards.
Yep, perfect. 65 yards. So that's 250 feet, right? No, wait, no, it's 65. All right, so 180, so it's 195 feet.
195 feet, yeah.
Yeah, but the tree is about 200.
100 is like 67 yards away.
Yeah, so that's the tree that we're gonna go to. I'm gonna run there and I'm gonna get shot. And we are gonna have a fun time.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah, Jerry's favorite part. Yeah. Yeah, try to stop, not that long. Okay, now to our buddy who's doing this. This is the tree that Jerry is pointing at. The pain that I gotta go through to make sure that this works. All right, so this is the tree. Wave. Whoa. All right, all right, all right. That was good. Yeah, so there we go. Took a couple steps back to make it. Sorry, camera. Yeah. Even took a couple steps back to get it just right. Yeah. So he lays it from the side of the garage. You guys saw him near the side of the garage. He didn't move up. He didn't do anything shady. But yeah, so that's it. So about 200 feet.
Yeah, I just took a few steps back over here so that we can make it 67 yards instead of 65.
And hopefully you guys saw, and I hope that doesn't mess it up.
What, the phone?
Yeah, it's just signal. It won't mess up the recording.
Yeah, no.
So hopefully you guys saw that I was getting pelted with BBs. And that one was like right here, and I was like,
Yeah, you should probably cover your mouth when
cover
you're
my
getting
mouth.
shot.
All right, but yeah, definitely 200 feet. Really good. Guys, I know this is a really messed up system. eventually we're going to make it where I have 2 cameras, and you guys are going to see what's going on all in one cut. There'll be a camera in the corner showing what the target is seeing at us, and then we have the other camera set up where we're basically shooting from here, so it's not like we're running back and forth. So this way it could be as concrete as possible.
Yeah, it's not going to be as professional looking as, like, you know, Airsoft GI's videos.
Yeah, all right.
You know, we're not trying to be fancy and all tactical. We're just trying to make it as honest as we can.
Yeah.
And this is the best way we can. If you guys have any ideas, you know, please feel free.
Yeah, please let us know. Again, we're trying to make it as...
The ideal situation is we're, like, in a greenhouse that has, like, 200 feet, you know, and we can have a target there and, you know, 2 cameras.
Yeah. This
At least we got the rangefinder.
Yeah, we got the rangefinder, which is good, so you guys can at least see the distance. Eventually, like I said, we will get it where I'm probably going to get the HD pack to the back of the GoPro, so I can actually see what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Without the delay from my cell phone, or Jerry's cell phone, and then this way you could actually see what's going on, looking through the rangefinder. The camera can stay here, and then we can mount the camera on the target looking at us, and it's all done in one cut, so that there's no BS or anything like that. And this way, it's as clear and concrete as we can make it. You know, so you guys know what you guys are seeing. And that'd be really cool if we could find a camera that has a rangefinder on it. That'd be awesome.
Sounds pricey.
Yeah, that says yeah. We don't have the capital for that. But all right, so this is where you take it away, because you gotta go over this.
Oh, are we gonna do that in one cut now?
Oh no, yeah, that's right. So tune in real quick, guys. We're gonna chrono it, and we're gonna show you and go over exactly what we had to do for the platform.
There we go. 405.
405. 404. 407. 406. 408. That should be enough, dude.
Yep. So it's shooting really nice.
Oh, what was the RPS?
I didn't get one.
Oh, okay.
But an 11.1. Let's see if I can realign it. The problem is aligning this thing. Let me just see first. Semi. Twenty-four RPS.
24 RPS, dude. Alright, so go over to what you did to this, because this was a lot.
Okay, so the first thing I tackled was the stock, because it was noticeably broken. It was missing the pin over here that you could pull down, so I fixed that, added a screw and a nut, and now you can retract the stock and adjust it as you want. It could fit a battery, and I got a fat... I also tightened this up and used blue Loctite so it won't just come out. I put in a fat 11.1 battery. That's 1400 milliamps. These things are huge. The only other stock it's never really fit in a buffer tube.
Yeah.
The only other stock it's fit is this classic Army stock over here, and it fits these things are oversized, the tubes for the batteries, and they fit tight. So
well, the other reason why
it's a huge victory in my book that it actually fits in here.
Well, I think the other thing too is not the owner of this who worked on it for him, but the person that he originally got it from did a bunch of drill work on the inside of this.
Yeah.
So that it could fit different battery types.
Yeah, it could fit different battery types, and
it's
actually really cool. It's in modded ACS stock.
Yeah.
So that's something that I might try to do in the future with some of our stocks.
I just think the reason why it doesn't work is because eventually you have to go into the buffer tube, and like when you push it all the way in.
Well, yeah, no, you have to put it in.
Yeah, you have to keep it out. But it is cool that you can put a pretty big battery in it.
You know, all right. Well, regardless.
All right, so
it works.
On from the stock.
The stock functions. I fixed the original problem which you gave me before. MOSFET. Had to take off the heat shrink. I think of the word. Resoldered it. Works now. I resoldered the contacts in the gearbox because the contacts were raised so high for the wires.
Yeah.
It was getting in the way of the safety latch.
Okay.
So when you safetied it, you could push right through it. As you can see, now it works.
Sweet.
So we got a functional safety. The other thing I did aesthetically is I made the rail rock solid.
Got it.
So I just had to adjust it with the.
That's just that's the receiver. That's not the rail.
The receiver is still kind of wobbly, but there's not much you can do about it. Even whoever had this before put tons of plumber's tape around here, and I mean that's a thing that you do on a real rifle, where if you have a little bit of receiver wobble, you could put like an O-ring right there in the front pivot pin, and then it pushes down, and that makes the receiver a little less wobbly. What most people do is they put like a little rubber washer on the back here,
Yeah.
and that keeps it from wobbling. But you can't do that with real airsoft guns, so it's a little harder to tackle it. There's a piece of duct tape in there that was previously inserted, so that kind of keeps it from wobbling as much. The other thing I did was I put a dust cover on it. You can kind of close it if you push on it, and it stays closed. Otherwise, it's very sensitive. If you fire, it kind of pops open on its own.
Yeah.
But it works. The dust cover works. So you pull it back. It doesn't lock on its own. That is not a locking mechanism that VFC uses.
Yeah.
That is in fact the gearbox being or the receiver being too tight for it, so you have to push it forward, and it doesn't take much force. The other thing you could do is if you don't feel like doing it, you just pop the receiver pin, and it comes closed. It works. The upper receiver is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's just the lower receiver that's kind of warped. And yeah, so as you can see, there's nothing I can do. That was from the factory. It's just warped. It does not fit right. So the other thing you could do, the person who owns this gun, if you want, VFC sells the H&K lowers for the 416 separately on like WGC for like $60. So you can pick up a lower. You can even pick up a second upper, and you can get a hold of all the parts of VFC minus the front, the gas block, which bothers me.
Yeah.
Because I want a gas block if I'm using a 416, so I don't know why they didn't do that. But otherwise, you can pretty much get any replacement part you want for these 416, which is awesome.
A lot of people really like them, so you're going to see a ton of replacement parts for them.
So at least now.
Yeah.
The other thing I did was the charging handle spring was really loose. It had been stretched out, so I replaced it so it's a lot snappier now. It actually snaps back, even with the tight receiver, whereas it didn't do that before. And that pretty much covers all of the external things that I did. Internally, that was a completely different beast. And I don't even know where to begin because it's kind of traumatic.
Sit down, bud. It's going to take a while.
I guess the first thing we can go into gearbox. Maybe we can go into the compression.
Well, which one do you think is going to be easier to tackle?
First, I guess
compression.
Or not compression, the barrel. Replaced it with the Crytac hop-up unit. And it's got a Crytac bucking inside with a little bit of Teflon tape wrapped around it to make sure it's got a perfect seal. Put some O-rings in the front. Learned this mod off of Airsoft Retreat. Helps push the, it's a little stiffer than a spring.
Yeah.
So it helps push the hop-up unit back into the gearbox to create a better seal. Also wrapped the barrel in Teflon tape to, because it was wrapped in it before. It helps stabilize the barrel inside of the outer barrel. This one's a little bit wide, so it really doesn't make as much of a difference as I would have liked. But the nice thing is the end of the barrel must have some kind of ring. Sometimes VFCs, I think, have kind of like a stabilization ring built into the outer barrel at the tip.
Yeah.
It helps keep the barrel stabilized. So I replaced it with a 300 millimeter Prometheus outer barrel. So the whole barrel assembly has been completely redone.
Yeah. It was originally a Lonex hop-up unit system with a R-hop, but the R-hop was chewed up.
R-hop was totally chewed up.
Yep.
It might not even, I don't know if it was a real R-hop or it could have been a knockoff R-hop.
Yeah. Again, though, this was not from the original owner. The owner got this off of somebody else. So it's probably a good thing to interject, guys. If you are going to be buying something used, please make sure that you can at least try to see it firsthand and make sure that you guys can verify everything. Because the guy said that it was supposed to be dual sector and a whole bunch of other stuff, and this guy got it bad. So that's why he really wanted.
He didn't even get it off the original owner. He got it from somebody who bought it off the original owner.
Yeah.
So I mean, it happens. You know? I mean, the guy might have thought because this thing was shooting really fast.
Yeah.
That it was a dual sector, and it's not. It's actually SHS 13:1 ratio gears.
Yeah. Just be safe when you.
Which are good.
Yeah, they're good.
But the the owner didn't request that we work on it, but the gearbox, I don't even know if it's a VFC. Do you know if VFC made previous gearbox without the bolt catch function?
If they did, it was a long time ago.
Think they
but
did
the
it for
416s are relatively new. They've only been out for 3 or 4 years.
E-Bike sells the gearboxes for 416 specifically, and they all have that latch.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a VFC gearbox. So this might not even be a VFC gearbox. But it works. It's been radiused, so I didn't have to do anything. The AOE was already adjusted for the most part, so I didn't have to do much there. What I had to do was reshim it. I replaced the. Forgot to show. I replaced the air nozzle with a Raptor Airsoft. Is it Raptor Airsoft?
Yep.
Raptor Airsoft air nozzle. It's a polymer. It's bright yellow, which is kind of cool because when you're looking down to see if the air nozzle is functioning right,
or if it's in the hop-up unit, you could see it. Yeah, because when I was looking to see if it was empty, you see yellow inside the chamber, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's cool. What else I did? Spring.
Spring. Yep, spring broke.
Out the spring. The spring was actually broken. I think I still have it right here.
That looks like it's it.
This is definitely it. I tossed out the broken spring because I was cleaning house.
Yeah.
So much junk on my bench. But you can see right here where the spring snapped. I don't know if it'll focus. Yeah, you can see where the spring just kind of snapped.
And it's cool because you can actually do the comparison.
That's what the end of a spring is supposed to look like. Yeah, so it was definitely broken. So that was not helping. I did replace it with ball bearings.
Yes.
I added ball bearings.
Spring guide.
To the spring guide already had a ball bearing. I added ball bearings to the piston head. So that made it. That's gonna make it a lot easier on the spring, so it won't bind or anything. Alright, what else did I do to the gun? Oh yeah, the anti-reversal latch spring was broken for some reason. Yeah. I've never seen that happen in all of the guns that I've been fixing in like 10 years. I've never seen that happen. So I'm just thinking this thing has just been run into the ground, and whatever parts were originally put into it when the original owner, customized this gun in Gearbox, that's what was in there.
Yeah.
It was probably already beat the hell at that point.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I had to replace the spring and the anti-reversal latch, which was a lot harder to find one than I thought. I'm sitting here thinking, I got all these Gearbox parts in these boxes all over the place. Look at all these boxes. And I only found one spring for the anti-reversal latch. Drove me nuts. So, did that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Talked about the contacts. So the safety works. Oh yeah, the pin, the trigger pin. On a real AR, this is called the trigger pin, but I think this is called the Gearbox locking pin or something.
Was gone.
That was gone.
Oh yeah, and entirely. The Gearbox was moving inside the
Gearbox
shell.
Was wobbly from the handle. You could wobble this. You could wobble the grip, and you could see the gearbox wobbling when you had this receiver split.
Yeah.
That was very concerning, so I fixed that. Trying to think, what else did I do? Other than go nuts swapping, there was a feeding problem.
Yeah.
So I had to go nuts taking this thing apart and rebuilding it to this point. Like, rebuilding it to the point where you could shoot it, and then taking it down and breaking it down constantly. You know, I must have done that like 20, 30 times. Yeah. Just to make sure that, you know, what nozzles worked. I had, like, you can see I still have them lined up from when I was working on them. I still had, like, a bunch of nozzles there to, you know, test out. To make sure I got the perfect one that would fit. So I finally got that. And the compression was good. Feeding is good. You know, overall, it just works, man.
Yeah. You covered your face with the camera, with the gun.
Oh, whatever, man. Nobody wants to see my face. They want to see the gun.
Yeah, no, man, it was a long project. I felt bad because
it was a long time to just take this thing apart, and that was the worst. That was the most tedious part.
Yeah.
Taking it apart, putting it back together, taking it apart, putting it back together, and just failure after failure after failure after failure. I felt like Thomas Edison with a bloody light bulb.
Yeah. I found out 100.
But when I got it to work, I was excited.
I got that text at 1 a.m. one day last week.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and I just texted him back a picture of like, just like a meme that just says, "It's a miracle."
Yeah, man.
The main thing is, and I want everyone to know this, is that, you know, we can only talk about the product line that we have in our hands. Okay,
yeah.
The product, not even the product line, because we could talk about how this is, you know, this had trouble or this had issues or something like that. I know the guys that say their 416s are great. You know, it really does depend on which one you get. You know, sometimes you get levelers, sometimes you don't.
I'm mostly being facetious.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more for entertainment.
And that's the thing. Like, so, like, if you guys ever see us in a video, we like, even when we go over products and we do our analysis over products that we're selling at the shop, we really don't talk that much about the company, other than like joking around. We talk more about the product that we have in our hands and using it, because that's the experience we have with it. I can't talk smack about a product line You know, because I don't know about the other 10,000 models that were made.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the company because I've seen companies make good products and I've seen the same company make bad products. You know, so it really does depend on which product you get. And we can only kind of tell you what we've experienced and what we got.
I mean, we've gone through a few VFCs. These are OEM by VFCs.
Yeah.
And my VFC always had tons of issues with magazines.
Yeah.
Because I had a VFC not 416, M4E series.
Yeah.
Back when it like first released on Airsoft GI, picked one up. I mean, this is the upper receiver right here. So this is the one that I'm talking about that had like the rail and stuff. It was the one that they were selling with the Frogman, the skull frog for the logo, and that was like a limited edition. And then it ran out really quick, and I couldn't get it, and it made me really sad. But yeah, no, their guns are really great. I love their guns. The gearboxes are what usually need work, but even then, some parts are great. The cylinder head is great. The air nozzle was great. I still have those. I would swap out the gears. That's about it. And then the pistons come and go. What do you call it? This bloody thing.
Yeah. Tappet plate.
Tappet plate. Yeah. I can't think. The tappet plate, you know, was like some clear plastic.
It's something that you should replace.
Breaks.
Yeah.
But I haven't had to replace it. You know, most people are like, "Oh, this is junk. I'm going to replace it." But I typically replace things when they break, and it hasn't broken yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't talk too much smack about the VFC in that regard. Which is surprising why this upper receiver is so messed up. No, the lower receiver, which is what irritates me because the upper receiver is great. It functioned perfectly on my VFC lower. It mates perfectly. I could probably do it right now, and you can see what I'm talking about.
I love how we make these videos so much longer than they need to be.
I know, but it's to get a point across. Look at that. That doesn't need to be done. See, it's perfect. It mates perfectly. It's not wobbly at all. Dude, feel that.
Yeah.
Feel how not wobbly that is.
Yeah,
that is rock hard. It's not going anywhere. So why, in the love of God, does this thing have a gap wider than Mike Tyson's teeth? Look at that.
Oh my God.
That is like that's like a millimeter gap.
We gotta end this.
Oh my God.
The good thing is it's working.
It works now, but it was driving me insane because I'm OCD about it.
It works really good. I told you guys he's OCD about this, but it's
passionate.
It's good. It's passion. It's passion. It's passion. But yeah, no, but it's good. It's rock solid. It's working really great. I can't wait to give it to the player that gave it to us. I'm really hoping that he's gonna be happy. I hope he lets us know.
Yeah.
If there was anything that we would say to change, it would be that. It'd be the lower receiver.
I would say swap out the lower receiver and get a longer barrel if you want more precision.
Yeah, and that's something that you can do on your own. Like, you know, it's just literally removing a couple pins, take the gearbox out, the motor, and then put it into the new one.
It's more than a few pins. You got to take the grip off. You got to take the tube off.
Yeah, that's true too. But it's if I could do it, you can do it. Really that simple. Because I'm not the mechanic. All right, he is. I really don't like. The only thing I do is he tells me to take them apart, so he doesn't have to waste the time. Other than that, I really don't do anything with them internally. And I don't want to plan on doing anything internally because I don't want to mess up a customer's gun. Jerry knows his stuff and it's his field, and I just shut up and listen.
Dude, they're gonna start thinking that we're weird if you just keep talking about how awesome I am all the time. Can you not?
Yeah.
I'm not awesome.
But yeah, I think this is it.
You know how much I screw up to get these things right?
Torque wrench, man.
Telling you. Oh, well, the one that I put through my lip?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears goes into it. But yeah, that's it. So this
sometimes more blood than tears.
You know, you guys have any questions or concerns? We're gonna take a picture of it. We're gonna post it on. This is probably what you guys are gonna see. We're also gonna post it on our Facebook page and it'll be on our YouTube page. But we're also gonna put it into our project section, our repair and custom section. And this will be considered a repair. So if anybody has any questions or curious, or their gun is going through the platform is going through the same thing as this, let us know. Hit us up. You guys can hit us up by an email. You guys can get in touch with us anytime on Facebook. Any of these things. We're pretty good with it. Like, we respond like that.
Actually, if you look at our Facebook page, it says that we have like a 3-minute response time, which is kind of hilarious.
Yeah, like we try to stay on top of that as much as possible. Especially you guys saw my latest video. I really don't want to mess up again and put a customer in a bad spot. So
that video, yeah.
Yeah, that still drives me
That was
crazy.
really disappointing.
I really wish I could make that up, but I can't. So the best thing I could do is just
Yeah.
try to make sure that we get in touch with all you guys and do the best that we can. So if you guys got any questions, let us know. All right.
Okay.
All right. Sweet. Control, you guys. See you in the field.